Hi, so I'm going to show you Google Arts and Culture today. You can really search through in Google, you can explore, and it'll show you all the different ways you can. Like, you can look through your categories, if you want to look up by artist or medium or the movements of the time. You can also see, like, what's nearby you and, like, what you can go see right now. Currently, everything's closed, but that's just because when I'm making it, and you can look through, like their collections and see like where you can go see art that isn't like exactly near you always, but things that Google will let you look through. That's like like the MoMA, and you can look through the MoMA on here instead of actually going to see it. You can also search by mediums. So like let's say you're learning something new, because you always should be learning. And currently I really am trying to learn watercolor. So you can click on watercolor painting and you can go through and see all of the stories they have about it, and that'll just help you like read through. You can read some articles to learn some stuff, and you can go down and you can search through like just by like their pictures, and that's always really fun because you can see things and be like, oh, I never knew that looked like watercolor. And you can do things like you can search through by the popularity, the time period, or the color. So you can like be like, oh, I really like pink. I want to see some watercolors that are pink. And you can, click on that and it'll filter through different colors so that you can find a really cohesive match of things, especially if you're trying to, like come up with like curate your own little thing. And you can click on a painting and it'll show you, like, you can read about it and you can actually see like when it was made and if it's purchased and like the actual size and who made it. And you can learn a lot about a painting that way. So you can also like look through like the art movements. So you can scroll through and you can be like, oh, I really like Art Nouveau, or I like modernism, or like aestheticism. You can, and like personally, I really like the Dutch Golden Age. I'm gonna look through that. So it's one of my favorite time periods. You can look through and see like, oh, Rembrandt was about this time, because everyone knows like the girl with the pearl earring. That's a very famous painting. Again, you can like scroll through it, and it's really fun. And you can look through, especially for the art movements. It's usually like a good time period. Like it won't let you click back there because it hasn't started yet. And you can look through this and be like, oh, okay, this is really cool. I want to see what was done in this year. And you can really watch the trends happen, which is always very interesting to me, especially if you're really into history. You can see how things around that time period have influenced it. You can also look through like their experiments, which is a really, really fun way to do things. Like you can, it's just got like a bunch of things, especially that you can like play around with, or you can use them as a lesson. And which again, they're really good for lessons. So you have like the art palette, which what it does is it takes like, you can like come up with a art palette, like a color palette, and it will bring together a bunch of paintings that have similar color palettes, and it's a really good way to learn color theory and how that affects things. X degrees of separation is also really fun because you can pick two random pictures and kind of splice them together. You also have things like Harry Potter and ways to make everybody interested in it while they're still learning. You can also look through like if you want to find things around that are based on like historical events, and be like, I want to see art about World War I, or like about the Apollo program, especially since we're in the Rocket City. And I like the Victorian era. That's my favorite time period. Well, not my favorite, but I really like learning about it. And you can like see, again, articles about it, and it's just really nice to be able to look through, like, so it's like, especially if you're doing like a research project and you want to find things that are actually relevant rather than just searching through Google where you can't actually find all of your information. You can also search by place. So like, let's say we're going to look through the United States of America art, so stuff that's like made here. And again, and we'll be like, okay, well the MoMA's here, so you can look through the MoMA, or you can read like again, like all these articles that are based around the United States. And down there, especially when you have like that little man symbol, it means you can go there in street view, which is always really, because you can't just, show up somewhere always. So it's really nice to be able to, like show up in Baltimore and be able to look around and see the art that's there. And again, you could find that if you just were searching through like Google Maps, but Google Arts and Culture really makes it accessible to you. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it and you can get all of the same enjoyment that I get from it.